That's funny. Oh, reading manga? Oh, it's a manhwa. What the heck is a manhwa? Like, actually I don't really know.
That's not Japanese.
Dude, chill.
Living on Japanese must be burnt.
Weeb. What's up guys, this is Vanilla. Not a flavor, but just a sweet. If it weren't obvious already, our topic today is going to be on manhwas. And yes, I know I cut my hair, just stop talking about it already. Now I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of this word, and yet have no idea what it actually is. Is it a manga, or is it a webtoon? Well, I'm gonna answer just that in my defense of manhwas. First, let's define what a manhwa actually is. Basically, it's a Korean comic. Similar to manga, manhwas present stories through panels and dialogue. Most people understand manhwas simply as webtoons, but there are actually differences between manhwas, manga, webtoons, and I won't state the last one because it's just gonna be a surprise. And I'll be enumerating these differences one by one. The first difference is language. Manga uses the language of its origin, Nihongo. Manhwa uses Hangul, or the Korean language. Manhwa uses Mandarin, or the Chinese language. Oh, what's that? I said manhwa twice? Well, fun fact, manhwa doesn't only refer to Korean comics. It can refer to Chinese comics depending on how you write it. If it's with a W, it's Korean. If it's with a U, it's Chinese. Complications arise because manhwa and manga and manhwa mean comics in general. That's why, to avoid confusion, foreigners simply call manhwas in Korea as South Korean comics. In short, W is for Korean comics and U is for Chinese comics. This doesn't look like a U, does it? Moving on. Now the panel design says a lot about the comic. How we read each panel tells us what kind of comic that is. For manga, it is read from right to left. Its panel structure is similar to that of Western comics, only it is rarely colored. For manhwa, it is read from top to bottom, much like a webtoon. Take note, however, that although manhwas use the design of a webtoon, it doesn't necessarily mean that all webtoons are manhwas. Because it's a webtoon, it doesn't necessarily mean it's from Korea. There are webtoons in Japan, in China, and other parts of the world which uses the same structure as a webtoon. An example of this is real life. But because webtoons are usually Korean, it is often made synonymous to the word manhwa. I mean, the difference between art style between manga and manhwa is so obvious that I don't even have to explain it. I still have to for the sake of the defense. The color scheme in manga is, again, black and white and rarely colored. Manhwas, on the other hand, are colored, but only from inside the panels. Both can also have colors outside of the panels to express different atmospheres. But you may be asking, how come there are comics that follow the same design as a manga or the Western comic, but it's actually made by a Chinese or a Korean? We'll get to that in a minute. When comics are serialized, it is either through the help of a newspaper or a magazine, or just as is. Mangas follow the traditional way of publication, but it depends on the mangaka on how it is introduced. For manhwas, however, it is a different case. Manhwagas rely on the internet as it is also a webtoon. Going back on our previous question,
how come there are comics that follow the same design as a manga or the Western comic, but it's actually made by a Chinese or a Korean?
Well, there are arguments whether to base a graphic novel's origin by either the author or the design. One example is Freezing. It follows the panel design of a manga, however, it's created by a Korean. So what, should we call it a manga or a manhwa? And the answer is, it's your call. Let's not forget that manga and manhwa both mean comics in general. So personally, it's up to the readers on what to call it. This is another piece of cake, y'all. Despite sharing atmosphere and mood and even sometimes the plot structure, manga and manhwa present these elements in a different way, through their own culture. Because manga originated from Japan, it would usually present Japanese names, settings, history, etc. The same can be said for manhwa. Although there are times when they present foreign culture apart from their own, but it's just how it goes, I guess. Now it's time to choose. So are you manga or manhwa? To be honest, it doesn't really matter. I mean, both of them are graphic novels and they're considered literature. Both of them owe a lot to each other despite their cultural background. Without manga, manhwas wouldn't be as popular as it is today, because it was through the anime and manga community that it was popularized. Also, without manhwa, series like Freezing and Noblesse wouldn't have existed, and eventually wouldn't have their own anime adaptation. The thing is, these comics have the same objective: to entertain. And it's thanks to these comics that we can read and experience different cultures. And that, my friend, is a manhwa. But what about you guys? Do you read manhwas? If so, what's your favorite? I'd really like to know. Leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe down there for more videos like this. As always, this is vanilla, not the flavor, but just the sweet. Also, it was not my intention to get this haircut because of the video. It just happened for a reason. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, bye!